You just got wrecked.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So it's Friday, it's the weekend, we made it, congratulations. And if you woke up this morning and had a look at your portfolio, well, I'm sure you're having a great day so far. We are having a beautiful green day in the markets. Market cap is up today. Overall, Bitcoin dominance has fallen back, which you know what that means. Alt season, that's right, the alts are yet again feeling the love. We have crypto.com chain. Now keep in mind, this is CRO, not MCO. That is up 82% today. Now this may have been due to the fact that they got listed on Upbit. There's also been some other good news coming out as well from that. We also have Digitex futures up, crypto.com, which is the MCO, KuCoin, Verge, Komodo, Raven, Huobi, Ardor. I mean, let's be honest, pretty much every coin's in the green today. So we're having a nice day today, right? Qtum actually jumped the other day, and I didn't have a chance to comment on it during the video that I had made. So basically, it's only down 2% today, as you can see right here. It had a massive surge, and if we come over here, you could see that this was some pretty exciting news that came out because Qtum holders can now use Qtum to pay at all shops via Apple Pay and Samsung Pay using the Zeus app. So there you go. That was the pretty good news on that as well. Now, getting back to our good old buddy Bitcoin, what is going on with Bitcoin? Well, not too much on the price action. It's actually trading sideways, which can be a pretty dangerous time to try to, swing trade this thing because, for example, you had this one crazy wick right here that fell all the way down to 3,779 and then went all the way up to 3,900 and then stabilized. Actually, it might have done it in the reverse order. I think it went up and then down, but my point being, that's pretty incredible. And had you had any, orders set or buy, I mean, you would just get liquidated instantly, right? So it's very dangerous to trade it like this. But the thing I want to point out is I do think that Bitcoin is going to be making a pretty massive move soon. It may not be today. It could be this weekend, definitely by early next week, I would say, because as you can see right here, every time we sort of get smaller and smaller and we sort of coil up, we always have a breakout or a breakdown, right? So right back here in the end of February, we had this crazy jump. Obviously, we couldn't maintain it and we just instantly plummeted back down. We hit the support, right? Then we formed another wedge, got to the end of it, we fell. Then we hit this big support right here, went back up, formed this other wedge, as you can see right here. And, we didn't get exactly to the end of it. So, you don't always get precisely to the end of it, but the closer you get, there's a better chance that something major is going to happen, right? So now we have this giant one we're looking at right here. As you can see, we tried breaking above, we couldn't. We tried breaking above, we couldn't. Broke down a little bit, instantly got pulled back. So I think the closer we get to here, we are going to see a massive move. So are we going back up to this? Okay. Are we doing like a reverse Bart Simpson? It's possible. At the same time, worst case scenario, personally, I think we're going to go down to this $3,500, $550 mark. I don't personally think we're going to drop any lower than that if we do, but just keep your eyes on it. And I definitely expect something within the next few days. Okay. So definitely keep your eyes on that. Now, the other major thing that I want to point out is, yes, we have had volume falling down, which also signifies that we could be having a big move. We notice that when volume tends to fall off, that's when we have that kind of like squeeze and then it, pumps or dumps, whatever. But obviously, we've been holding nice and steady above this 200 weekly moving average. This is not the daily, this is the weekly. Obviously, you can see, supported us here, supported us here. So this is a good thing. We also had our little golden cross action happening right here on the 100 and the 50. And the other one that I want to point out too is this 200 day as well. But we're going to get back to that in just a second. So yeah, this is the chart, guys, and we need to break out of here. We need to break out of this resistance right here in order to be bullish. And realistically, you probably want to get back above this $6,000 level to really be like, okay, bull market's on, right? But there was some news that came out. I'm going to get back to Bitcoin price again, but I want to talk about some other factors that could be potentially affecting today. Could not, could be speculation, but we did have this come out from Cboe. And basically they said that they are not adding Bitcoin futures contracts trading in March. They said that the CFE is assessing its approach with respect to how it plans to continue to offer digital asset derivatives for trading. While it considers its next steps, CFE does not currently intend to list additional XBT, which is the ticker for the Bitcoin futures contracts for trading. Currently listed XBT futures contracts remain available for trading. As you can see right here, no new contracts. So what does this mean? Is this doom and gloom? Is this the end? Is it all over for Bitcoin? Should we just throw in the towel? Well, listen, I'll tell you one thing. It's nice to not have another instrument that is, allowing you to short the market, right? But on a side note, why might they have been doing this? Well, it could just be due to customer demand. For example, this guy over here, he says, this is why I'm skeptical about Bitcoin futures platforms like Bakkt actually ushering institutional adoption. Since inception, Cboe and CME futures have not really taken off. Now you can see in the charts right here, they had some of their highest volume was actually between July and August of last year, but the lighter color, purple or blue, I don't know how it looks on the screen to you, but the lighter color represents the Cboe. And, as you can see, it's pretty much, well, I'm probably in the way, but yeah, it's very, very low. It's very, very low here as of last month. So, realistically, if these guys if they're not making anything off of a product, why keep the product going, right? So that's some speculation about it too. And Matty Greenspan actually chimed in on it and he said, don't be sad about the Cboe delisting XBT. The Nasdaq is about to launch futures on Bitcoin. We'll get into that in a second. I like Rhythm Trader. He said, many take that as a sign they are too late to the party. Actually, it means we are so early to the party that no one has shown up yet. Is it a sign that institutions are losing interest in Bitcoin? Maddie says they lost interest last February. It will snap back as soon as the bull market returns. And it's actually crazy because that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, right? Like, why would you return once the bull market's in full swing? Well, I've actually spoken to a lot of VCs on the side and asked them, like, what are you guys doing? Why has it been so quiet? And they actually agree that it may sound stupid to actually get involved as the bull run is happening, because everyone's saying, oh, accumulate. But realistically, accumulation takes time. We could go sideways, right? For months. So for these guys, they're like, listen, if I could just get in on a confirmed bull run and I know it's a bull run and we're definitely going up, then yeah, I'll ride the wave and get out of it, right? So that could be some logic as well. Now talking about what's going on with Nasdaq. So obviously they are the world's second largest stock exchange with a market cap of over 10 trillion. And you have Bcause LLC. It's literally Bcause LLC. The developer of the very first full stack cryptocurrency ecosystem have announced that Bcause will use Nasdaq's proprietary order matching engine, right? So why is this a good thing? Well, if we come over to basically what the SEC chairman has been saying, Jay Clayton, he's not cool about a Bitcoin ETF. He had a recent interview with Fox, and he says that what I'm concerned about at the moment is that if it can be reasonably demonstrated that the underlying trading is generally not manipulated. So, going back to that crazy wick that we just looked at earlier, that's manipulation or bots or something, right? And the thing is you're not going to be able to outperform these bots, right? So that's just one thing. But, he talks about he wants it to be happening on a reliable venue with good rules, and that custody is something we can feel comfortable about. Now, he clarified that he hasn't decided which company will spearhead the ETF project or whether any of the applicants satisfied the rules. However, the SEC will make a decision regarding the Bitcoin ETF in the coming months. So getting back to what we were talking about with this, Nasdaq thing, Bcause's full stack cryptocurrency platform and its related market offerings are expected to operate on Nasdaq's infrastructure technology and serve as a one-stop shop for all parts of the digital assets value chain. So this includes a highly efficient crypto mining facility established in February, a spot trading desk for crypto assets, and a futures market and a derivatives clearinghouse. As explained, Bcause is in the process of obtaining regulatory approval before offering these services and products. So why is this good? Well, these tools could potentially prevent that market manipulation that, the chairman is so hesitant about, with this ETF. So it's kind of like a balancing act, right? Like, yeah, okay, so the Cboe, they're getting out, but it doesn't there's always another opportunity. There's always something else that's happening. And I think that what we're doing right now is we're just in an insane building stage and we're just slowly kind of working out the kinks, right? So that's pretty much what I see happening. Now, this is hilarious. I've never seen this guy before, Mantra Crypto, but I saw this tweet and it was really funny. So this is like kind of the situation, right? So first, get him to FOMO in around 160. Next, chop him up between 130 and 132. Fake him out repeatedly. Run his stops. Overload him. Seize his one broker in Tesla Model S, and finally nuke it to new lows. When he gives up and shorts 80, approve the ETF and send it to 1K. Diabolical, right? Now, obviously, this doesn't relate to anything specifically, but is this what's happening? Well, we've already got through parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So the next stop, to the moon, well, let's not go that far. Although I do know somebody who would say to the moon, and that's this guy, Tom Lee from Fundstrat. Now, we're going to entertain this guy today. I know what you're saying to yourself. This guy was wrong 100% of the time last year. Yeah, he was. He got every call wrong. Yeah, you almost got to feel bad for the guy. So, he was calling for a 50K Bitcoin by the end of 2018. Then he changed his mind and said, you know what, I think 50K is a little too optimistic. We're probably going to end on a 10K. Well, we actually ended more like 3K. But hey, what are you going to do? You can't hold it against the guy. So he was recently asked what he thinks about Bitcoin again. And just to entertain this, you figure you can't be wrong 100% of the time, right? So this is what he basically had to say. But before he gets into it though, I do want to point out he did mention an indicator that I have been looking at as well, and I do want to show you that after the video. But just check out what he said, and then we'll actually look at that and see if it makes sense, all right? So check it out.
Those headwinds abate.
And what's your timeline, Tom? I mean, when do you actually see this rebound coming to fruition? It's trading up about around 5% this year, but still well below the all-time high, as you know. So what's the timeline here that you're working with when we could actually see a meaningful move to the upside?
Well, I think the damage that needs to really be repaired is that collapse from 6,000 to 3,100, which came after the fork wars, with Bitcoin Cash and Craig Wright and Jihan. I think it really undermined, investor sort of confidence in sort of the dynamics around the market. So I think that, Bitcoin's going to spend a lot of time below 6,000 sort of fixing itself. But I think we're going to...
Like how long? 6 months more?
Well,
underneath 6,000 or?
Well, I think I think the key number to watch is the 200-day moving average. And I think if Bitcoin holds here around 4,000, it'll cross above its 200-day by August. So I think the outside window is, 5 or 6 months before Bitcoin starts to look technically like it's back in a bull market.
All right. It's certainly been a wild...
So there you go. That's basically what he says. So let's have a look at that. And that's why I actually saved it until after Tom Lee's video, because I was going to talk about it earlier. But hey, man, let's at least give the guy a potential chance. Maybe he'll be right this time. Well, let's have a look. So this right here is the 200-day moving average. And as you can see, we've clearly not been able to get above it for quite some time. Last time we were above it was during the massive bull run that we had clearly at the end of 2017. And yeah, we've pretty much, right here, we crossed above it just a little bit. We had a little rally and that's it. So if we go back in time and we look at it, you'll notice that every time we are above it, we tend to be starting or are in a bull market. Whereas when we are below it, clearly we're at the tail or middle to tail end of a bear market, right? So I'm going to go all the way back here to the end of, let's say, 2012 into the beginning of 2013. And you can see right here, it was trading above it, right? Now trading below it. Now we've gone above it. And as you can see, that basically kicked off the big bull run, right? And now if we move forward again, we had it the same thing, and then we were above it, and we went into the second one, and now we're down again. So will history repeat itself? It may, but like he said, we have a few months out until that potentially could cross above it, because right now we're sitting at a $4,935 200-day moving average, which, as you could tell, we're not anywhere near that. So that is what we need to keep our eyes on moving forward. Now, getting into some crypto news. So yesterday, remember we were talking about how the initial exchange offering that was coming out of Bittrex, which was RAID, and then all of a sudden they had all these partners, and then all of a sudden they didn't have their partners. Well, now they came out with this tweet that says trust and integrity are the most valuable assets of Bittrex International. As a result of significant last-minute changes with RAID, we have canceled the IEO offering of the RAID token. We apologize for the inconvenience. We will provide a more complete statement shortly. So as you can see right here, this is the statement that was put out, and essentially what had happened was OP OPGG terminated its strategic partnership with RAID, which was a vital part of the RAID project. So when Bittrex became aware of this, they didn't feel that it was the best for their customers. So concerning the similar context, OPGG reportedly confirmed that there will be no economic and technical cooperation with the RAID project. However, the platform serves 45 million monthly active users, and with the recent announcement, all potential business discussion related to the RAID project is no longer the concern of OPGG. So a lot of people were upset. For example, you guys couldn't do simple research to know these partnerships were non-existent. I'm honestly ashamed that a big reputable exchange such as yourself, didn't figure this out, right? But like they said, they reported as soon as they figured it out, they took it down. But yeah, I mean, this isn't really sending a good signal for, exchanges doing their due diligence, right? I mean, what kind of ICOs are we offering here? What projects are we putting out here if we can't even confirm partnerships, right? So maybe this is just, I don't think it's going to make or break Bittrex personally, but I do think that this is sort of a wake-up call to maybe do more due diligence into these projects. And this also goes for just the traditional everyday investor as well. You guys watching, we all need to do a little bit more research on the projects that we're getting involved in before just blatantly listing them or throwing our money into them or whatever, right? So just wanted to point that out. Also, I'm not going to harp on this for too long because there's no point, but basically there was some news coming out that was saying that Mexico is banning Bitcoin. Apparently, as far as we know right now, it's a bunch of FUD. Currently, I don't know what's going to happen in a week or 2 weeks or a month, but currently, this guy basically points out, check out all this. You can say regulations not even in place. You can get the proposed regulations PDF here. More info at, Bcause 2.0. So if you guys want, I'll drop that below, but there's no point in talking about it because it's fake news. So why even go on anymore? So talking about some cryptos, some coins, some tokens, some altcoins, right? Let's talk about what's going on. So the blockchain SDK by Enjin is live on the Unity Asset Store. Enjin has been absolutely killing it lately. Great project. Really, really solid with these guys. So you had VTech, the CTO. He came out and said that the Unity SDK release is the culmination of thousands of hours of development work by our team. We are thrilled to be paving the way for a flood of Unity games using blockchain-based items in the coming years. He goes on to say, blockchain will absolutely shine in the gaming context. I agree. Personally, I've said this on my channel pretty much for the past year. It will give gamers ownership of their gaming items and blur the lines between the virtual and real world. It feels like this will not only create more valuable items, but also more meaningful games. So with a reach of more than 770 million gamers via 25 mass market platforms, the Unity game engine is the world's largest game development platform. Blockchain assets minted with the Enjin platform will soon be available in games made for Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Oculus Rift, Google Cardboard, and many more as well. So can you really have any more good news for Enjin is the question. So that is what's up over there. We also have Arc. They updated their desktop wallet. And when I tell you there are a ridiculous amounts of upgrades, I was going to actually highlight them. And then I started scrolling down here and I was just like, yeah, this is a lot of stuff that they upgraded. So definitely check that out if you're using it, upgrade it. And I think the main thing they were really doing here was trying to get the user experience better. Obviously, make it easier for people to use, increase adoption, right? I mean, that is pretty simple. So check that out. Also, Binance Academy announced a bounty program that's going to reward individuals for submitting terms to be included in a crypto glossary. The program is part of a broader project aimed at providing free and impartial educational materials on cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So yeah, if you guys want to submit some stuff, maybe you can get paid for that. So check that out. Now, some serious stuff that has surfaced with the Mt. Gox situation. So you have Mark Karpeles, the founder of, Mt. Gox. We all know what happened. So he's been found guilty. Now, he was not found guilty of embezzlement or, aggravated breach of trust, but he was found guilty with tampering with records and given a suspended prison sentence of 2 years and 6 months. The higher court ruling comes 5 years after a massive security breach, whatever happened, and, Mt. Gox lost all the Bitcoins. So, yeah, that sucks, man. But, hey, that's a pretty shady situation that was all involved in. So yeah, that's basically what happens. Justice is served. Also, speaking about another exchange, we have Hong Kong-based cryptocurrency exchange Gatecoin is looking to actually shut down and enter liquidation after an unsuccessful attempt to recover funds lost in a dispute with a former payment services provider. So another one bites the dust, guys. And also, this is a little political, maybe a little more political than I tend to get on my channel, but since we kind of have been talking a lot about Venezuela with the crypto situation, obviously they've had their blackout, and then that affected the volume on local Bitcoins. But it looks like the US is considering sanctions that would effectively prohibit Visa and MasterCard and other financial institutions from processing transactions in Venezuela. So they're saying that this is a step aimed at cutting off funds to Nicolas Maduro's regimen. So if the Trump administration decides to move forward, such sanctions could prohibit US companies from engaging with entities that recognize Maduro as the president of Venezuela. Okay, so this is the situation. I'm bringing this up not to create controversy. I'm not going to get into the political aspect of all of this, but it has been shown that I understand why they want to do this, but as far as the citizens are concerned, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think, the citizens will still find a valuable use case for cryptocurrencies. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. But I don't want to get too political on this channel, guys. So let's end on some positive news. So we do have Bitcoin mining and development company Bitfury has entered into a partnership with United States payments processor startup RAID to allow its merchants to accept Lightning Network transactions. So there you go, just making it easier, right? So as a payment gateway, RAID, or it might be Haiti Pay? Is it like Hades? I don't know. Anyway, already lets clients accept crypto and fiat currencies, as well as payments via various services like PayPal and Square. They will also have a wide network that will now be able to accept Bitcoin, knowing that the transaction will go through almost immediately. They went on to say that the Lightning Network is an essential tool for efficient cryptocurrency payments, and we are thrilled to be bringing it that much closer to worldwide adoption. And how do you like that, guys? Today we have a very short video. Currently, my clock says we're only at 22 minutes, so that's cool. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Hope you enjoyed this short video on a Friday. As usual, guys, if you are sick and tired of the ads, which do help to keep the channel running, you can download Brave Browser. If you use my link, you get $5 in tokens readily available to use on the platform. And and you can also get paid to watch ads now. So that's pretty cool, right? We never really had that opportunity before. And also want to just let everybody know, the Ledger Nano X, so I guess a lot of people were holding off on buying it because they didn't want to deal with the pre-order. Well, they are shipping them next week, but now if you do orders, you're not going to get it instantly. These aren't going to ship until April. So I just want to let you know that they're still backed up on them. So if you want to get your Ledger Nano X's, you should probably get them sooner than later because they're in high demand. So just wanted to point that out. You guys know that's, what I use. I use Ledger. So if you do want to support the channel, you can use my affiliate link below. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Definitely helps the channel out. And that is it for me today, guys. That is my Friday video. Hope you guys are enjoying the start to your weekend so far. I know you are looking at that green. So that's it for me today. That's it. Got nothing else. So, shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. You guys rule. Turning on that bell notification so you can get those updates right away. And that's it for me today. So thank you so much. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.